Hello, my name is Gideon Ferber, and in this video clip I would like to demonstrate the workflow of the WorldMapper. The WorldMapper is a story creation tool that allows us to recreate stories based on high-quality, high-resolution maps from Microsoft Bing Map Service or from NASA's Blue Marble Maps database. So let's start by covering the interface, and the interface is made out of four major parts. We have the map area that very easily allows me to browse and search for different locations around the world. Just by dragging the mouse, you can rotate the globe. Using the scroll, you can zoom in and out into specific areas of the map. And, well, really simple. On the right side we have the drawing library or the drawing palette. You can choose and browse through different folders. You can of course import your own graphics according to your needs. Third part here on the left is the bookmark or additional parameters palette. Bookmarks will allow me to save and jump to different locations I already saved on the map. I can of course use the search bar to search for specific locations. Object will give me the object parameters and different shapes. Everything will be covered later. Last element here is the timeline, which allows me to create animation for any type of graphic asset or camera movement I want to create in the application. By default we have several types of maps that we can use. We can use either the Bing map as you see right now. However, we can also, as I mentioned before, we can use the NASA's Blue Marble map library as well. That is really useful for geographical views or detailed topographical stories you want to mention. Again, we can always switch back to the Bing database. Alright, let's start by creating a very simple animation. I want to create a flyover, and I want to start from a distant view and go deep inside, and I would like to zoom in on France. So let's start by creating in a very simple way a camera keyframe. So just one click and we have a camera keyframe. Now I would like to actually zoom in on France, so I can just type France in the search bar, and what do you know, we have France. And now again, just click on the camera keyframe, and that's it. We have an animation of zoom in to France. Now I would like to add also the borders of France, so it would be easier to understand where we are in the world. So again, once I created a search in the search bar, the WorldMapper will give me all the available regions inside France, and part of them is the France general country region, and just double click that and we have the information on the screen. Of course we can control it whether or not we want the fill or the text or the outline, and let's say that I don't want to have any fill, and we need to select it, disable fill, done. So now we have zoom in to France. However, I want the border to appear only after I do the animation in of the camera. So again, really simple. I can select the shape, add keyframe on visibility, and that's it. So now we do the animation in, and now the border and text appears. So that was really simple. Now I would like to zoom in into France, and I would like to go to see Paris, for instance, or maybe the Eiffel Tower. So again, really simple, just type, and here it is. That's it. Now we have several types of display modes for the different maps. So instead of, and let's go there again, and let's add a camera key. So first of all, now we have an animation, zoom in animation, and you can see on the right side, by the way, you can see that while we are searching or while we are browsing the animation, the WorldMapper will download and cache the different parts of the map missing for the animation. Once everything is cached, we can just click the play and we have the animation running. So zooming into Paris, focusing on Eiffel Tower. Now I would like to change the display method of the map. So instead of an aerial map, I want to use a hybrid that will show me also the roads and give me some more information. So that is possible as well. And let's actually create a map, a keyframe out of it. So let's move a little bit on time, switch to the different display mode, add a camera key, and well, actually I think that's it now. And if we'll zoom in, go to the keyframe, and we have the information appearing. One more method that we have is the road map, and in this way we see only the roads without the topographical view. Alright, now I would like to add some more elements to this scene, and I would like to actually create an animation or walking path or talk. Let's say that our show is dealing with visiting Paris and a tour guide wants to explain how to reach Eiffel Tower. So from the drawing palette I can select all sorts of assets, of graphic assets that I want to use. Part of them, for instance, are lines. So let's scroll and search the lines, and we have here just steps. And let's actually take the walking orange, and now I can just click on the map and create the line that I want to work with. So very easy. We've created a path on the map. Now I want to add a keyframe for that. Really simple. We have an object keyframe. Just click it. And let's go to the object, and I want to add a visibility keyframe, and that's it. So now it will appear. Done. Let's switch, actually, you know what, let's switch the map display again, and let's switch to road map and add that as well. And now we switch to that, and here appears the walking path. However, let's say that I don't want to have just the visibility keyframe. I want to make something a little bit more complicated, or still very simple but a little bit more complicated. So I will leave the visibility keyframe alone, and what we have, part of the parameters we have for lines is progress. So what I can do, I can set the progress to 0, add a keyframe, and now browse through time, move forward along the timeline, and create another keyframe, this time with progress 100. In this way we created a very simple animation. So we have the zoom in into Paris, we're switching to hybrid map, then to road map, and then we'll start walking in the street towards Eiffel Tower. Now let's add some more. I want now switch back to hybrid view, or actually let's this time go to the aerial map. Again, create a very simple keyframe, and now I want to show a little bit more of the Eiffel Tower. What we can do, we can use what we call the magnifier or bird's eye view option. The bird's eye view will give me in 180 places around the world a real perspective photography of the actual location. In this case, it will give me the perspective image of the Eiffel Tower. Now, of course, I can modify the object, the item parameters, so I can scale it up, I can set the zoom level, I can set the internal zoom level, so for example, and actually let's do it even more, and now just modify it a little bit, and we have an image of the Eiffel Tower. Again, as I said, really simple. So now I can select the magnifier and the bird's eye view, and again I can create a keyframe for the visibility. And now, to continue our story, we walk, we switch to aerial view, and then we have a zoom in and bird's eye view of the Eiffel Tower. So that's really simple. Now, if I want the item to disappear, I can do, again, very easily, just add another, select it, add another keyframe on visibility, this time turn it off, and what we have is fade in and fade out. Just move it a little bit more along the timeline to have a longer period of time of it appearing, and that's it. The next element I would like to add is what we call dynamic data, and dynamic data will give me an item connected to a data source, external data source, that will show me changing parameters according or filtered by the position or the location of the item on the map. So now I placed it on Paris, so it will give me Paris with the proper information about Paris. If I would move it around and place it over Berlin, for instance, it will give me the appropriate information regarding Berlin. This is another method you can use the WorldMapper in your productions, so you can display external data on the map itself. Alright, now that we have a very nice production that we've created, I would like to actually export this clip and use it later on in either CG applications, on our graphic solutions, newsroom, or in any environment that we want. My export options are very, very simple. First option is just create a very simple snapshot of the scene. So I can just click on the button Take Snapshot and just tell it where to save this information. Let's call it Paris, save. The second option is to record this animation that we've just created to a video clip. And for that we just click on the record animation and select the format that we want to use. So either use a predefined configuration, or you can set it for yourself, deciding on the format that you want to export, deciding the codec that you want to use. You can control the size of the clip, the bitrate, the aspect ratio, so you have full control over the video. That's it. Really, really simple. Once all decided, just click the record button and the WorldMapper will generate a video clip according to your parameters. I think that's it for now. We've covered what is the WorldMapper. You saw how we can use it either on a global view or down to a street level resolution. We can add, as you saw, graphic assets, create a very simple animation, very simple camera movement, camera animation. I hope you found this clip useful and informational. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to contact us directly. Thank you very much.